Okay, so the thing you need to know with color pencils is if you ever want to sell your work, you need to have color pencils that are light fast. You probably know that light fast means that in 100 years it measures how much the color of the painting or the actual pigment would fade. So if it's exposed to direct sunlight, like let's say my painting over there, if I've painted this with good light fast paintings, it would not fade over 100 years, so it will fade very slightly. Same thing goes for any other pigment, such as color pencils. This is why I chose these when I bought them and when I wanted them for Christmas and holidays and things like that. I wanted them to be light fast because I was drawing at that point with color pencils that I was selling. So if I sell them, I want them to last forever, for the entire lifetime of the person who I was selling it to. My first pencils were these. I'm gonna start with chronologically. Color Soft, Derwent Color Soft. This is an old tin. At the moment they're selling them with a redesigned tin, so you might see them online with a more nicer tin, but the colors and the formula, everything is the same. The second pencils that I got were a present, the full set of Faber-Castell Polychromos. These are very, very famous in the artist world. Lots of professional artists use them. They're very expensive. I got them as a gift with the full set. The pencils I got after that were the Caran d'Ache Luminance. They are the Maserati of pencils. People love them. They're the most expensive out there. They're the best for light fastness and they're the best for blending. I don't have the full set. I have them open stock. I bought them individually and I collected them as I went because I wanted specific colors, but not all of them. Then I went on and found this at TK Maxx. I was already here. And I bought these for like £12. And they're the studio pencils. They are more of a sketching pencils, I would say. Pencils for you to make a sketch before an oil painting or anything like that. They have a good light fastness, and they are cheaper if you find them on sale. Then the final ones I bought that I really, really love are Derwent Drawing. As you can see, I love Derwent. Derwent Drawing are pencils that are good for quick sketches, for landscapes, as you see, for animals, and I'll tell you more about them when I get to them as well. Now, if depending on what you want to draw, if it's portraits, if it's nature, if it's animals, you have to choose the correct pencils, and I have recommendations depending on what you want to draw. So I specialize in portraits and I love doing portraits. So when I was looking for pencils, the buzz in 2013, 2014 was Prismacolor. Prismacolor pencils lost their reputation because they changed manufacturers and they moved to Mexico manufacturing. So at the moment they are not as good as quality as the rest that I have here. Then I decided that I don't want Prismacolor anymore and I wanted Color Soft. So the reason I bought Color Soft is because they have a range of 72 colors, and the important thing when you buy Color Soft is that they are wax based. So the pigment is bounded with wax and that's how they put down on paper. They do get this thing called a wax bloom. So sometimes you might have seen on drawings that you will get this shine similar to the shine of the tin paper when you put down and you layer a lot of colors. With color pencils, the most important thing in order to blend is to layer and layer and layer and layer, layer. You can get to like 10 layers and you still might not be done. So I will show you a painting that I did with Color Soft. Sorry, I wasn't that prepared. I didn't think I would show you paintings and drawings. I call them paintings. Okay, so this one I did with Color Soft. My mom says this is her favorite. Mom, go away. Mamo, говоря сега. Говоря, правя review. I'm making a review. My mom's annoying me. Okay. The first one I want to show you is this one. So I did this with Color Soft. I was still learning. So I'll show you. And I think this one is... Oh, this one is Color Soft as well. On this one, you can clearly see the bloom I was telling you about, the wax bloom. So this is specifically with Color Soft. Do you see the wax bloom? This is what I mean. When you put a lot of pressure and a lot of actual layers, you get this bloom. And some people don't like the wax bloom. You can remove it with turpentine. You can do it other ways. I personally like it. I think this is one of my best ones, one of my favorites. Again, I do realistic stuff. You might not want to do realistic stuff. Color pencils is one of my favorite mediums, and don't do it anymore. My elbows hurt. I'm such a baby. I did this also with Color Soft. This one I did with Polychromos, and I'll talk to you about it now. So Colorsoft is good for wax-based pencils. It's good for blending. They do a lot of good blending. It's good for layering, but it has that wax bloom. It's good for portrait, and it's good for nature and still life, like here. You can really, really blend and really, really make it look creamy, almost as much as an oil painting, actually, if you really, really put your time into it. Bear in mind that the color pencil work is the one that will take you the most time out of all of it. It could take you months to finish a a drawing. I'll show you how they look. They are made with cedar wood, so they smell really good. They are thick in their core. They have a thick core. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me try. I'm not sure how you can see. They have a, take my word for it, they have a thick core. There you go. So they have a lot of surface. They're good to sharpen. They don't break. The one thing is that you need a good sharpener because the cedar wood is so good and so sensitive that sometimes it might split like here or fray. You might see this, it frays a little. But that's because I have horrible sharpeners. And there's 2 rows on the 72 tin. The price for them, I just checked in UK prices because I got this from a Bulgarian price. 72 set of 72 is selling at the moment at £133. Open stock, they range between 150 and 185. I personally wouldn't buy them at 133. I've seen them cheaper. I got this from Jackson's. They're my first pencils. I bought them myself. I starved for 3 months to get them. Starved. I didn't use my lunch money. Yes. Okay, next. My second pair, these got gifted to me. I cried. It was by far the memory I will never forget, even when I'm 80 years old. My godparents got this for me because they wanted to invest in me and make sure that I draw and paint good. Before I got this set, I had purchased them open stock because I couldn't afford the full set. They are oil-based pencils, which means that their pigment is binded with oil. They are very good in terms of their capability of producing detail and of blending. You can see that I've used quite a lot of them. There's 3 different layers and there is so many colors. With color pencils, as I said, you need to have a lot of colors. You can blend and make the color, but it's not the same as paint. The more colors you have, the better your range would be. And again, you can buy them open stock and decide what colors you need for that specific painting and then collect them as you go. I personally prefer to have a box like this because it's more of like a collector's item for me. I like to collect them. They have much smaller core than Derwent, but that gives them a much nicer, finer sharpening point, like you see, the core. And they hold their shape really, really, really well, so they're very good for detail. When I draw and paint with them, because yes, you can paint with them too. This is the painting I made. That was the first one I did. I started it with my open stock and I finished it with the full collection. The background is made with Durant. The portrait itself is made with Polychromos. You can see in the detail of the hair of Taylor is that how much detail this would give me. This is like layer upon layer upon layer in technique. You can see here how well it would blend it on the earring. The bloom you see here is from the cellophane. I don't want to take it out. I did this in 2015. This took me a while, and you see here how I was just layering and layering and layering and layering and layering and layering. And the details here, this is how much of a good detail it allowed me to do. It's really, really good. The white is a gel pencil, so the white is not as good. The white pencil, I mean. So yeah, I did that with color pencils. I'm very proud of it. By far, I think it's my best one I have done in color pencils. I would never sell this. I don't think I would ever sell it. I loved and still love Taylor Swift. I think she's awesome. The background I did with Color Soft because it allowed me to have more coverage, because the core is wider, and it allowed me to blend nicer, while the body and the lace and the hair is entirely from Polychromos. At the moment, they are selling for 221 at Jackson's and for 179 at Cassart for 120 set. Open stock, you can get them for like £2 each. I have some repeats, so I have the full set, and I also have the open stock I got for myself before I got the full set. I really love them. I would never sell them. I would never sell any of them, but just in case you were wondering. Then I have the Studio. So the Studio are my quarantine pencils. I started using them during quarantine. I did a lot of sketching in my sketchbook with them. I found them in TK Maxx. I never researched them. I just found them, hid them, and waited for the price to drop. I am very smart. At the moment, they're selling at 130 for the 72 full set. I only have the 36. I don't think I need the 72 because I don't use them as much except for sketching. Let me just open them up. Okay. Now, they are, again, wax based and made with cedar wood, but the wax itself, I think it's not made to blend like the Color Soft. So the Color Soft are made professionally, so they can blend well and do a professional finished piece, while these ones, I think they're mostly done for sketching, and I think I've read that before as well. Their core is not as big as their Color Soft brother. Let me show you again. They do a good point. They don't blend as well as the Color Soft or as well as the Polychromos. That's why they're cheaper. And they are good pencil if you want to just start drawing, if you want to do coloring books. I would get them for children even, if you want to sketch before any painting, to just put down the color and see what color goes together well. And they hold a good point. I love their cedar wood. Like, look how good of a point they hold. Look. That's with my handheld, the one that I do this. I really love them. I really love them. I think they were a great purchase. They are great. You have a lot of options here with the 36 colors. Great for sketching. I would recommend them for you. If you can find them on sale, get them. They're not good for finished pieces, but they're good for sketching if you want to do that. Now, the one I would recommend for you to actually buy to begin with is the Derwent Drawing. So this is the final one of Derwent I have in full set. I have others in open stock I can show you. This one I bought for £39 from Ken Broomley Art Supplies. I've seen them between 39 and 40. I feel like on sale you can find them a little bit cheaper as well. Definitely affordable. 24 in the full set. This is the full set. They are a drawing set, and in open stock they're at 185. I buy them often in open stock because their white pencil is my favorite white pencil they own. Let me just open them so I can show you. Okay. So these are them. So the reason why I recommend them for you now, and why I think they will be a good first set for you, except if you buy the Studio, is because they are only 24 and they specialize in nature drawings. So as a person who does nature and who does still life, it might be good for you. You see, it's only muted colors. It's nature. It's for animals. It's great for portraits as well. The reason I bought them is because I do a lot of portraits and they're really good. Their core is the thickest core I've seen so far, ever in a pencil, unless it's like those children pencils with the different colors inside. Thick, like your ties. Very well sent. That was a good joke. Very well centered, holds a great point. They're wax based, which means because they're wax based, they go very smooth on the paper. They blend very well. They have a wax bloom, but not as much as the Color Soft, I say. I think it's more forgiving. They layer extremely well. They have a limitation of how much you can layer them because they're wax based. At some point, because you build so much wax residue on top of the pigment, that you can't layer them anymore, that you don't have the problem with an oil-based pencil like Faber-Castell or like Luminance. Luminance is also oil-based, but these ones, nevertheless, I think they're perfect for beginners. I really love their white. They're super pigmented. If you have I don't even know where to show you. Let me show you my pizza box. So the white, I have 4 of them at the moment. So 1 is not enough. I always have to have 4. So I'm having pizza at the moment. Obviously I stopped so I can do the video. So it's so pigmented. Look. I mean, I'm barely even touching it. I love it. I love the pigmentation. If I show you a different color, let's say this light blue. Again, demonstration. Same thing. Pigmentation. I love it. I absolutely love them. I definitely recommend them. If you want to try any of these out, you can come over, you can test them. Don't overuse them. I am very precious of my pencils. I don't allow anyone to touch them except me. And yeah, those are the ones I have. Those are the ones I recommend in color pencils. I also have Inktense, which are water soluble. I have graphic pencils I can recommend to you. And the other one from Derwent you can take a look in is to the light fast pencils. They are oil based, I believe. The Pro Color, which are also oil based, which I went to the actual opening of them. I think I told you that I went to this event next to Tate, and the actual artist who was the ambassador had a show, and we sat together and we did everything together, and I tried to test them. Pro Color are also good, but I haven't used them much. I did only one drawing with them during the show. So yeah, those are them. You can decide, you can come over, you can see them. Oh, let me just show you. This is Polychromos. This is Color Soft. Oops. This is Color Soft. This is Color Soft. This is Charcoal. This is Color Soft. This is some lame ass pencils and watercolor I had on a printer paper. I loved Nicki Minaj at that time. These, I think it's watercolor plus Color Soft plus Polychromos. I get to mix them a lot. Yeah, those are just other paintings here I have. Yeah, those are just my recent ones. Yeah, whatever. Okay, bye now.